Hi and welcome to a new video on my channel. Today we're going to talk about 4 simple habits that will change your life. These 4 habits that I'm going to talk about today are, like I said, very simple, very easy to adapt, and they have a big impact. So they have the potential to change your life. Spoiler alert, waking up early is not on this list because, yes, it is life-changing, but it's definitely not that easy. So let's dive right in. The first one is not being responsive. And this is a habit that I have included in my life a while ago, and I think I'll never leave this because it just really skyrocketed my productivity. What I mean by not being too responsive is actually about 2 separate things. The first one is not being responsive to tasks, the things that come into your life during a day, the things that you have to do that you probably leave what you're doing right now to tackle right away. And that is just disrupting whatever you're doing and you're being responsive to that task. So what I do instead is I capture all of these information and to do and whatever it might be. I put them in a section in my planner and I go back to it the next day. Of course, if it's very urgent, that's not, included in this habit or this rule. But most of the time, it's not that urgent, the things that come in during the day. So I try to not change my whole day plan according to, some new information, some new things that come into my life. The second part of this is not being too responsive to people. And when I say people, I mean text messages, phone calls, emails, all of that stuff. I have a time where I answer emails every day for an hour. Other than that, I don't look at my emails because, come on, we can never do anything else if we answered every email as soon as they come in. That's one thing. The other one is WhatsApp messages. Obviously, if you start responding immediately, you can spend hours on WhatsApp or Instagram or whatever you're using. Some people are using Telegram, I think, right now. And of course, phone calls. I try to keep my phone silent when I'm doing something. Not the whole day, but at least a good chunk of the day, I don't answer phone calls. If it's urgent, they'll get to me, but generally answering phone calls, even if you don't keep your phone on silent, answering them while you're doing something important will definitely kill your productivity. So don't be too responsive. I think this is a very productive habit to have. Obviously, after these things come in, you have to have a dedicated time to process all of that, return the phone call, answer the message, or if you captured that task or that information, put that thing into either a to-do list or an idea list, which are 2 completely different things. And that's another video's topic. But absolutely have a system in place where you don't respond as they come in and do respond when you want to. Because this means you control your day, your time, and that means you control your life. And that is all this channel is about, basically. Life improvement and self-improvement. So if you're interested in these topics, make sure that you're subscribed because I'm on a mission to grow this channel to 10,000 family members here. I have another channel that is a little bit bigger than this in another language, and I really want this channel to grow to 10,000. So if you want to help me with that, please click that subscribe button. It's free. Thank you. The second simple and life-changing habit is to tidy and prep for the next day in the evenings. And this is life-changing because it does several things. But let me first tell you what I do to prepare for the next day. First of all, I always prepare the coffee machine. We have a filtered coffee machine where you can put all the, coffee and water and set the program so that it starts brewing the next morning at 5:30. So when I wake up, the house smells like freshly brewed coffee, which is the happiest wake up ever for me. So that's one of the things that I absolutely do every single evening to prepare for the next morning. The second thing I do for preparing for the next day is picking my outfit. And yes, you might say, we're home. What do you mean? I have always been home, right? I'm working from home. And what I figured is when I don't get ready, when I don't get dressed, I don't get stuff done. And to change your life, to go to a better place in your life, you gotta get stuff done, right? So it is for me a massive thing to get ready every morning, to put on a nice outfit, even if I'm not filming. So I like to pick my clothes the night before, including the earrings and all of that stuff. And why I do that the night before is I am not that great with decision making in the morning. I'm not a morning person. Even though I wake up really early, I don't enjoy that in the morning. So if I do it the night before, I'm happier in the morning. The less I need to think about, the less I need to do in the morning, the better. So definitely choosing my outfit and preparing everything for the next day is a must for me. And the third thing that I do every evening to feel better for the next day is to tidy around. It's like a 10-20 minute thing to put everything back in place and just prepare my environment, my office, the living room, kitchen, most importantly, just to have everything in place. And when I wake up in the morning, I wake up to a tidy, good looking, organized environment. When our environments are not organized and tidy, our brains don't function as well as they could be. And that's why I like to keep everything clean and tidy at all times. But of course, when you live and work from home, things get a little bit out of control. Spending 10 to 20 minutes every evening is just the perfect amount of time to keep everything in order. You might find other things to do the night before to prepare for the next day, and I'm not going to talk more about that. Let me just tell you why this habit is life-changing. Well, first of all, like I said, you wake up to a nice environment. You wake up to freshly brewed coffee or whatever you like to drink in the mornings, and you feel immediately better. When we feel good early in the morning, that feeling is very likely to linger on throughout the whole day, making us happier, more productive, and in return, successful. This is, like I said, this whole channel is about. I am all about these little things that I make, that I do every day to make my life, make my days better. And I think waking up in a good mood is just setting the tone for the whole day, right? And the second thing is that I am ready feeling. If I prepare everything the night before, when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I'm ready to kill this day. I'm ready to put my armor on. I'm ready to kick ass, and I'm ready to do whatever I need to do to reach my goals faster. And that just like feeling ready to, tackle whatever comes your way is again priming your brain for success. So for me, this little habit of just like 20 minutes tidying, 10 minutes preparing, every evening, half an hour to make the next day a perfect start is just a no-brainer, and it's so easy to adapt in your life. The third simple and life-changing habit is reading. And I know you're gonna be like, oh yeah, right, that's very innovative. So wait, I'm not just talking about reading, like random reading. I'm talking about a very specific type of reading. And that is reading immediately after you wake up. Why? Because if you're anything like me, and if you don't like to be, go early in the morning, like I said, I'm an early riser, but I'm not necessarily my 100% when I wake up. So I like to wake up slowly and easily and just prepare myself. And what I figured is when I read the first thing in the morning, it creates this whole neuronal activity in my brain where I don't do something actively. I just put stuff in my brain and it starts, heating up. I don't know, it's like feeding my brain. So I like to do it every single morning right after I wake up. And also I feel like I have done my reading, I have done my self-investment, and that is another come on, it's 5:45 and I'm already doing something very useful with my time, and that is another great feeling. But okay, that's the first part of the specific reading. The second part of it is reading a business-related book, whatever your business is. Maybe you're not a business owner or you're not an entrepreneur like me, but probably you have a job, or if if you don't have a job, if you're a student, then you can read something about your studies. If you're not working at all, maybe you can read something that will bring some value to your life. What I'm saying is reading something related to your daily brain activity is going to prime you for that activity when it comes in a couple of hours. What I like to read is generally, entrepreneurship books where I get a lot of ideas. So by the time I'm finished with my 20 to 30 minute reading every morning, I'm like, okay, I have so many new ideas. Let's get going. Let me, apply this. Well, I'm not applying it because, like I said, I'm not too responsive, but let me write that down in my ideas list. Let me capture the information. And I'm like, people are doing amazing stuff. So let me just start my day and do amazing stuff myself. This is why I read every morning for half an hour a business book, an inspiring book. And this habit literally changed my brain. And when brain changes, everything changes. If you're curious about my favorite books, especially on business, I have a list on my Amazon storefront, and I will leave that in the description box below in case you want to check it out. And the fourth very simple and very impactful habit to have is to plan your week. And this is not even a daily habit, this is a weekly habit, so it's even easier to include in your life. You sit down every Saturday, Sunday, Friday, whenever you want to sit down, and you plan your whole week out. And not to a degree where you're like, I'm going to be doing this at this hour, not that, in detail, but generally understanding the major things that you want to accomplish in that week. Because honestly, a day is too short and a month is too long. A week is the perfect amount of time to get some really impactful tasks done. And that's why I love doing my weekly planning. This is a type of planning I never ever skip, and it just creates this whole purpose. And when you have purpose, you're gonna be more successful. So it's a life-changing habit. And I actually made a video last week all about weekly planning. So if you wanna know how to plan your week effectively, then you can go and check this video. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, of course, if you're subscribed. Take care. Mwah. Bye.